studio where it all began, so it's a little bit different now to when we had it. So it'll be next April will be 12 years. It'll be our 12-year anniversary. But this is the room where it all started, and so I kind of knew of the space. So another lady called Jess actually ran it as a Pilates studio called Holistica. And I came across it because I was working for a company called UDC Dance with Sarah Spearing, and we used to do some of the rehearsals for her events here. And so that's how I came to know the space. And it was unfortunately going to be shutting down, and I had a bit of those, it sounds corny, but it was a proper light bulb moment where I was just chatting to somebody about thinking, oh, I'd love to have my own studio, and I was like, oh my god, I could just like take on Holistica and have my own little studio. And so that's how literally it started, and within a couple of days of having this light bulb moment, I'd actually signed a lease with the landlord, and fortunately it was quite low risk and commitment, and I kind of figured, actually, do you know what, I can do this, there's not a lot to lose here, and worst case scenario I can get out of it in a year. But as it happened, it was the best thing I ever did, and here we are nearly 12 years later. So yeah, it's kind of one of those, if I probably sat down and thought about it, I probably would have talked myself out of it, and so it's probably quite lucky that it all kind of happened in a very short turnaround. But yeah, it all kind of was very much right, okay, now I've got this studio, what do I do with it? So fortunately there were some people that already knew of the space with the Pilates studio, so we had a few clients that pretty much stayed with us from Holistica, or started straight away with us. So some of the teachers like Joe Parry and Rob from Dance Studio Leeds, and yeah, I mean some of those guys have been, and Helena, the belly dancer, and Mel, they've been sort of with us from pretty much day one, so very grateful for them to still be supporting us all these years later. But yeah, that's kind of how it all started. So this room was a bit different then, but now we've got the black floor and things like that down. But so we just had this studio for about 4 years, and then after that we then expanded and took on a little bit more of the other space. And my office was a little couch. I used to sit in this the foyer there for about 4 years on the couch, and that was my little office for a long time. And I don't know how the neighbours coped with us, because we must have properly been the noisiest neighbours ever, but they were very accommodating, so thank you, Sarahs, for being so accommodating. So after a few years, so 4 years, we were able to take on a little bit more space. So we're just passing by Studio 1, which is over here, and we've got some fun pictures on the sides here. There's Debbie Moore on there. We took on some extra space so we could have a nice green room, which unfortunately is a little bit out of action at the moment because of COVID. And then we took on Studio 2, which is in here. So come in and have a peek around in here. So this is another one of the studios where all the classes and sessions and stuff take place. So what do we do? So the kind of things we do, we have a weekly timetable of adult dance classes in all different styles. So we've literally got stuff from belly dancing to flamenco to swing dance and Charleston and street dance, tap, ballet, jazz, musical theatre, burlesque. And we've got some fantastic teachers, all different styles, that come in and teach classes. And then we also do other services as well. So we have wedding dance lessons that we do, and first dance choreography. We also do lots of parties, lots of hen parties, stag parties, birthday party celebrations for children and adults. And we also do events with businesses, so team building and corporate events, getting all the staff in, having a bit of a good old dance and boogie around and team bonding and things like that. And we also have lots of other people come in and use the studios. And lastly, in 2016, we were very excited to be able to introduce this studio. So this is Studio 3, and in all the studios we have lots of different people come and use them for different projects, whether that be they are dance and arts creatives, or people that need space for photography, videography, castings, rehearsals, theatre companies. Basically, if you need a big space and it's kind of a blank canvas, then we are very fortunate to have lots of different people come in. And I think that's one of the things that I really enjoy about the job and having the studios, is that I get to meet so many amazing people. I've met so many lovely people over the years, and I think the best day is when you come in and there's lots of different people in all the different studios doing different things, and everyone kind of moving around and talking to each other and networking and just chatting, and it's just a really nice vibe, and I think that's the best thing that I enjoy about being able to run the studios.